What the heck did I just watch? What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. If you love Marvel as much as I do, make sure you hit that subscribe button. But anyway, this is gonna be my spoiler-free review of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So let's dive right into this. Starting off, this movie had quite a bit of action. It was literally like action right from the get-go, and it just was almost non-stop. There was a lot of horror movie elements in it, however, so it might be a little bit scary if you have small children you want to go see it with. So I would just want to make you guys aware of that if you have little kids, it might be a little too much for them at times. But I mean, it is like a PG-13 movie. It's nothing on the level of like Deadpool or anything too ridiculous, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. And one other thing I want to mention is that you kind of have to have seen WandaVision. I feel like WandaVision, aside from, you know, most of the movies like Infinity War, Endgame, the first Doctor Strange, WandaVision is really the only show that I would say is kind of required to have a better understanding of what's going on. You could also watch Loki and What If on Disney Plus as well, if you want to get a better understanding of the multiverse, if you haven't already watched those. That would definitely help you out, but I think the main thing would be WandaVision. And that's of course because Wanda, aka the Scarlet Witch, is pretty much the second main character of the movie. Of course, it is mostly about Doctor Strange, Stephen Strange himself, but Wanda definitely has, you know, a lot going on in this movie as well. He does go to her for help near the beginning of the movie, and she's in it the rest of the time. Almost as much as he is, maybe as much screen time. It's pretty close. She's definitely a huge character in the movie, for sure. And she had some amazing moments throughout the whole movie. It was pretty crazy how much character development I feel like she had from WandaVision going through this movie, and by the end of it, it was a lot going on for her, but also a lot for Stephen Strange. I feel like right near the beginning of the movie also, somebody asked Stephen Strange, "Are you happy?" And that was kind of a consistent theme throughout the entire movie. That question came up a couple times, you know, directly towards him, "Are you happy?" And I kind of liked how, you know, it went through this whole thing of, at the beginning, he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm totally happy, why wouldn't I be?" And at the end, he's like, you know, I mean, just because I have powers of a god, basically, and I've accomplished all these things to save the world, like, am I really happy, though? And I thought that was just, like, kind of a cool thing to explore for his character, because, you know, people can, you know, accomplish all these amazing things and maybe still not be happy at the end of the day. So I thought that was just a really neat story just for him to kind of go through. And I mean, like I said, from start to finish, this was just action, 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 horror, 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 huge thrill ride. The effects were insane the whole time, you know, going through all the different dimensions and multiverses and seeing like alternate versions of some of the same characters and all this crazy stuff happening. It was really neat to see. And I liked the whole storyline. Considering all the crazy stuff happening, it was still one very cohesive little story to itself. And so you don't have to worry too much about all these crazy things happening and you don't know who this person is or whatever. But there are definitely some really cool cameos. I'm not going to spoil any of them, but there's some very cool ones. I mean, we saw a couple of them leaked in the trailers, so that's not really spoiling anything, I guess. But it was really cool to see certain characters in the MCU and on the big screen finally as well. And like I said, all the horror aspects and the fact that they were really pushing that PG-13 a couple times, there was a few moments I was really like, oh my god, like a little bit worse with the blood and gore, and this would easily be a rated R movie. So if you guys, you know, maybe are a little tired of how some of the Disney movies are so toned down for kids sometimes, this one really pushes the limits, I feel like. Like if you guys saw Falcon and the Winter Soldier, there's a scene in that you know, some people thought was going pretty far, and that was honestly nothing compared to some of the stuff that's in this movie. So if you guys know what I'm talking about from that scene, you can kind of expect it's a little bit worse than that. But again, it's far from anything that we've seen in like Deadpool and that kind of stuff. So I hope that gives you guys a little bit of a scale where it is kind of on the like violence and gore kind of a meter there. It's up there, but it definitely doesn't go too far that would be into anything R-rated, clearly. But yeah, it's cool to see that kind of stuff sometimes. It's very different in Marvel. We really don't get to see that kind of stuff all the time, clearly. So you know, it really kind of pushed the envelope, and I thought that was kind of neat. But yeah, I mean, considering the storyline was pretty great, there's lots of cool effects, you know, the horror and violence and action was, you know, up there, top notch. And there was some really cool character development for all of the main characters, and, you know, Wong, I also loved Wong in this movie, of course. He's had some time in the Spider-Man movie, and he was in Shang-Chi a little bit too. So it's kind of cool how he's become such a big character himself. He's really just a cool character now. So it was great to see him have some epic moments in the movie too. But yeah, all in all, I'd give this a solid 8 out of 10. I liked the story throughout. I love the character development, the action, the horror, everything about it was neat. The effects were amazing. There's 2 cool after credit scenes, so stick around for those. The first one, mid-credit scene, is the main one you're going to want to pay attention to. The second one is really funny, and I would stick around because it's hilarious. It's kind of more on the one in Avengers where they're getting shawarma after it. It's kind of on that level. It's just like, okay, that didn't really have to be there, but I'm glad it is because it's hilarious. So obviously, guys, if you like Marvel, I would check it out for sure. It's a little different than some of the stuff we've seen, so I just wanted to kind of warn you guys about that. It might be a little too much for some people, or, you know, the younger audience, but it's definitely, I think, a little refreshing to see some of that stuff. That's it for now, but I'd love to talk about it with you guys, so let me know all your thoughts down there below in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, make sure you smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. But that's gonna do it for this one, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.